there we freaking go. Hello guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you're new. Hi, my name is Richie and I'm so excited that you're here. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to be book shopping today and I'm very excited. We're doing a little bit of a holiday bookshop, and also we're going to be going to the local library. I didn't want to splurge too much on getting some holiday sort of themed books because I don't think I would be able to read all of them, and I didn't want to just like buy books for the sake of it. Use my TBR cart. I know I said that and my TBR cart is right there, but I didn't want to just buy a bunch of Christmas books if I'm not going to get around to it, because I'm sure like next year there'll be new Christmas books or like winter holiday themed books that I want to read at the time, so I don't want to just hoard up some books, if that makes sense. But I thought I'd get some Christmassy type of books, but also books that are kind of like not necessarily in the Christmas time but kind of feel like they should be. I don't know, I just got some new books is essentially what I'm saying. But anyway, I first went to the library to check out some books that they have that were Christmas themed, so I'm gonna roll those clips right now. So I did pick up a few books from the library, so I'll just go through them and show you guys what I ended up picking up. So the first one that I picked up is a book by Tessa Bailey, and I've seen this kind of everywhere at the moment with people reading Christmas books, and it is called Window Shopping. This one is like extremely short, like it's only like 200, almost 300 pages, but it's honestly a short, quick read. I feel like during this time of the year everyone's really busy, so it's nice to have like a quick little palate cleanser sort of book. So this one I think is about Stella and Aiden. So Stella recently got out of prison or jail, I'm not too sure, they kind of use it intertwining, and she basically got out of prison. She's looking for work and she really wants to be like a window dresser, like you know those like department stores and how they have like different mannequins and like different setups during the Christmas time. So this is set in New York and she just wants to become a window dresser, and she meets this guy outside of one big window in front of this store called Vivant, which is right here, and she just kind of criticizes the window and how it looks and everything. She just kind of criticizes the window display and how it looks and everything. He ends up telling her to apply for this open position that they have for like window dressing, so she ends up doing it, and the story just sort of follows them because they're kind of like co-workers, but they have this like chemistry. Yeah, that's pretty much what the gist of it is. And she obviously has like a bit of a history because she was in prison, and it kind of like talks about that, and she kind of touches on it but not really, so we don't know the full story yet. But yeah, that was the first one that I got from the library. The second one that I got is called It Started With a Dog. I thought it was so cute. Like look at those little illustrations, and the dog looks so freaking cute. There's actually two dogs, I didn't even realize, so they both look very, very cute. Honestly, it sounds really cute. So basically they both have like rivalry kind of coffee shops. Harper is a girl and she has a brand new one, and Jonah is a guy and he has kind of like a family owned coffee shop, and he's worried that Harper's coffee house is going to basically run him out of business. And they actually meet up not knowing who the other is, and they meet up because they swap their phones and they realize they have a lot of chemistry, they love the same things, but then they realize they're kind of each other's competition, and then there's like puppies involved. I don't know, sign me up. That sounds freaking amazing, especially during like the holiday time. That sounds so fun, so I'm very excited to read this one. I feel like it's going to be a fun little read. I've never heard of this author Julia London before, so I'm very excited to read it. It just honestly sounds really sweet and like a fun little rom-com. And the last library book that I picked up was sort of like a murder mystery kind of vibe, but it was giving me Knives Out vibes. Like look at the cover, isn't that kind of giving like Knives Out kind of vibes? Like Daniel Craig would be solving this murder pretty much. But it's called A Murder at the Castle. Basically this follows a royal family who are spending time together during like a snowstorm, and basically the king passes away because he gets like poisoned from his favorite whiskey, and he was about to name his successor, so he was, I guess, the heir to the throne essentially. And so it's up to the head chef to figure out who did it and why they did it and what the motive is. I feel like it's really just giving Knives Out vibes. I feel like Knives Out just gives like very much like Christmassy vibes in my opinion. So yeah, I'm excited to read this. I feel like it would be a fun little cute book to read. And now I've got a few that I actually bought because I wanted to buy some books. Okay, don't sue me guys, I really just wanted to get some books. I think I'll go through the two that I think are most like Christmassy holiday kind of related. The first one is by Catherine Walsh and it's called Holiday Romance, and it says she's meant to be catching flights, not catching feelings. I read this as a friends to lovers sort of a trope, which I thought was really cute because this kind of just looks like strangers to lovers, you know, both maybe miss their flights, maybe go on a road trip or something, and I'm pretty sure that's kind of what happens, but it's between two friends who've been going on this trip every single year, like to go back to their families, so they take the same flight and the same time. So I feel like it would be a fun, cute little read. I saw quite a few good reviews about this one and I'm just very excited to read it. I feel like it's giving like the perfect holiday vibes. Maybe I'll even start it tonight, like honestly, it just sounds really good. So that is one that I picked up. And then the second kind of holiday-ish book that I picked up is one that I've seen everywhere and I feel like everyone is reading it this year. I've never heard of this author, but I think a lot of people read this author during the Christmas time because she has another book called One Day in December. I think that's her book, I'm not too sure, but it's called A Winter in New York and I love the cover. Like, isn't that gorgeous? It is such a stunning, beautiful cover. It's got New York, it's giving like Sleepless in Seattle, like almost those kind of vibes. It's very, very beautiful. But basically this one, I'm not even too sure what it's about, but I just know it's a Christmas book and it's a winter in New York, and I feel like how much more Christmas could you get? Like a winter in New York is literally Christmas. Do you know what I mean? It's giving the holidays. Okay, so Iris, literally that's giving the holidays. So don't even tell me this is not a Christmas book, because the holiday, Iris, A Winter in New York, Josie Silver, that sounds, it just makes sense. You know what I mean? It just sounds like Christmas. Anyway, so Iris arrives at New York and she wants to restart her culinary career. She's wandering through a famous food festival and then she stumbles upon a gelateria that looks strangely familiar. Inside she meets Gio, a perfect leading man with an irresistible smile and a crisis of his own. As fate would have it, Iris is the one person with the answer to his problem. She just can't tell him that. So can Iris finally let go of the past and let herself fall in love? It's kind of giving like second chance romance vibes, but that is the second sort of holiday book that I got. The rest I've got weren't really holiday related, but I just kind of wanted to pick them up. So the first one that I got is, I'm pretty sure it's a fantasy, but I don't really know too much about it, but I've heard that people who've read it like have really loved it and I really wanted to see what it's all about. It's called Assistant to the Villain. All I know about this one is that the female main character becomes an assistant to this guy who is basically a villainous person. He is like the villain, I guess. I don't know what I was trying to explain, but he's a villain, she's his assistant, so he's probably done some horrible things and they end up like falling in love, or she falls for him, and I guess that's like the plot. Also something seems to be happening in his empire that wants to take him out, so she is also trying to figure out who is sabotaging his work and make sure he makes them pay. And it just sounds like so fun. It's apparently like really funny and it's supposed to be like a silly romance, and I just thought it was fun to read. I've been thinking about it for a little bit, so I was like, maybe it's time to just get it and have it on my shelf so I can read it when I want to. The next book is also kind of similar. I've been kind of seeing this everywhere and I don't know if this person got new covers or something, but these covers are beautiful. They're like watercolor and they're stunning. So the book is Consider Me by Becca Mack. I've never read anything by Becca Mack and I haven't heard too much about it, but I keep seeing this every time I go to like Big W and stuff. And like, take a second for the covers, guys. Like, it is such a beautiful cover, like the watercolor, stunning. I love it so much. And I like when authors are really creative with their covers as well. Like Magnolia Parks, you guys know, one of my favorite covers ever. And just even like something like this, like it's not just like a stock standard kind of cover, if that makes sense. I like this. Like, it's so simple but beautiful. And anyway, it's a bit of a chunky one and it's a hockey romance as well. And I feel like with hockey romances, they are the only romances that I see to be very chunky. I haven't read many sport romances. I don't think I have read any sport romances, to be honest, but it just seems like they're always super chunky, which is a very interesting thing to me. This follows Carter and Olivia. Carter is in the NHL and he's a best player both on and off the ice. And Olivia is not into professional hockey players apparently. And it seems that once Carter and Olivia meet, he is instantly obsessed with her, so he wants to make her his, and he just is in love with her, I guess, and he will do anything to have her. So that sounds like the premise of the book so far, but we'll see how it goes. I'm very excited to read this. I feel like it will be a fun little romance, and yeah, like I've never read any hockey sport romances, so I'm really keen to give this a go. I know that people read like Pucking Around and all of that, but I'm pretty sure that one's like 700 pages. is it not? Like there's one that's like huge and I always see it, but it is like a big book. So I don't know, let me start off with a not as big book and we'll see how I go with like the hockey romances and stuff. So I'm very excited to read this one as well. And the last two books I actually kind of got inspiration from some booktubers that I watch, and I wanted to see if I would like them. They're both by Ennis Perkins, and the first one that I picked up is called A Risk on Forever, and look at that cover, guys. Also again, stunning and so cool. Apparently this one is a bit of a tearjerker and it definitely makes people cry. Literally every single review I saw on like Amazon and stuff said that this book made them cry, so I'm kind of anticipating that. But I feel like it's going to be a fun, wholesome romance. I think this is only a novella as well. It's quite short, and I feel like maybe this one is true. It's quite short, it seems. But this one follows Matthias. I don't know how to say that name, but Matt, we'll just call him Matt. This one follows Matt and Adelaide. Adelaide basically joins his family because she is caretaking his mom who has ALS, and I think it kind of like grapples with like someone in your family going through something like that, and also he is interested in the caretaker, and I think there's just like some romance building there, and I'm sure like the mum would play a significant part. It seems that Adelaide also helps the mum with a secret task, so she's trying to grapple with doing what Helen needs her to do, and then also dealing with Matt and his feelings and her feelings for him. But it seems really, really sweet, and I'm very excited to read it. Like I didn't even see one bad review of it, so I'm very excited to see this and maybe cry. And then the last book that I have, also by Ennis Perkins, is Where Time Stands Still, and I have no idea what this is about. Okay, so this one's kind of similar to the other one. 26-year-old Ren knows she'll forget who she is because she has early familial Alzheimer's disease written in her genes, and she's also a lawyer, so she just throws herself into work. The guy is Aaron, who leaves his life to run his family's Christmas tree farm because something happens with his dad, and then he ends up hiring Ren for probably her legal services. I think something happens between them having that close proximity, but I also think that she's obviously scared because of the Alzheimer's in her genes and everything, that she's worried about letting him in and all of that. So I don't know, it sounds like a fun little read. It sounds interesting. I think this is sort of where Ennis Perkins like genre is. Like she likes to write about sort of heavier topics, very heavy topics, like, you know, true illnesses that, you know, can affect people's lives and families' lives. And she seems to write it in a beautiful way, because like I said, I did not see any like bad reviews about that one. I didn't think I saw any for this book either, so I don't know, it seems like people really love her work, so I'm very excited to try and read these and see how I go with them as well. Okay, so there you guys have it. These are all the books that I got this month to read. I'm very excited to read pretty much all of them. Obviously the books that I bought I will probably read a bit later, but there's definitely a few of those library books that I'm gonna dig into straight away. But yeah, anyway, that's my little book shopping haul. I'm very excited. You'll probably see them maybe in like a Christmas reading vlog sometime in the future, possibly sometime during vlogmas. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying vlogmas and enjoying all the videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so much. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and like this video, because it would really help me out and mean so much to me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.